Hey, it's me, Vicky Marie, with a morning update on what's going on. The cases in particular that we're following, isn't it, is waiting for Samantha Murphy's body to be found. And of course, what's happened to Riley Strain, he's still not been found. And of course, Madeline Soto. These are cases that we're following closely. There are some others as well. Anna Knezovic in Madrid. And of course, the photo gate, you know, do the royal family manipulate their photos? But I'm not going to talk about that this morning. What I'm going to talk about this morning is I'm just going to say thank you to everyone. Thank you, as usual, for liking, subscribing. Please think about subscribing. If you enjoy my content, it's completely free. And don't forget, please, to leave your fingerprint on the like button, as that really helps me out. And that's a free way of helping me out as well. And special thanks, as always, to my members who really help to support my channel. And if you're interested in joining my channel, it's $1.99 a month and it's cancelable every time. And today is Thursday, and today there will be some members live streams. Today is Thursday, members live stream day, and of course, as soon as I'm going on location, and my members will be the first to know where I am and what I'm doing. Okay, so that's the thank yous out the way. Oh, and thank you to anyone who's bought me a Ko-fi or sent me a super chat. Thank you so much. Okay, so who we're going to look at first? What I want to look at first is this, very sadly, Samantha Murphy, the lady who went for a jog on the 4th of February and never returned home to her family, 51-year-old mother of 3 in Ballarat, Australia. And there was a renewed search activity for her the other day in Bunyinyong, which is very near to where her phone pinged for the last time. Now, a 22-year-old man, Patrick Stevenson, he has been arrested and charged for her murder. But so far, her body has not been recovered, and Patrick is said to be not cooperating with the police. So I just wanted to tell you a few little updates, if you like. Let's just have a look at what happened the police, after a very quiet period again, the police seem to be go quiet, and you think, oh God, what's going on? It feels like nothing's going on. And then suddenly there's like a flurry of activity from them. So it's obviously the police are totally on the case. It's just that it's taking time to find her body, unfortunately. So it's a very difficult terrain to search. That's what we're going to look at now, about what happened the other day. And we're going to just get some thoughts here on 9 News Australia, some thoughts about the search. So let's have a look at this video.
Hope of finding the body of missing mum Samantha Murphy has been dashed after a police search in a new area of interest came up empty. The site in Bunyinyong is 10 kilometres away from where police believe Samantha went missing. And
yes, now it was so the police believe 100% that she left her home. They traced her in some way, because she was wearing an Apple Watch and she had a phone. So in some way they traced her to an area called Mount Clear, which they have already searched, and this is 10 kilometres from there. And just 2 days ago they announced that they were going to go and search this area, and that because a lot of the community have been helping to search, and the police have allowed them to, which is quite strange really. But for this search, this what makes me feel like there must be something in this. For this search, they asked the community to stay away
close to the area where her alleged killer was arrested. Joining us for more is former police detective and private investigator Duncan McNabb, live in Sydney.
Now, what struck me as I was watching this video earlier is the resources that they're putting into it. They're determined to find Samantha. I think they will find her. I think they will find her. It's just, you can see the terrain, the bush, etc. It's very difficult to search, but they seem to be confident they will find her. They're trying their best to find her. They're throwing a lot of resources at finding her and bringing her home for her family. So I'm sure they will. I honestly do believe they will.
Duncan, good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Now, we understand Samantha's accused killer isn't being cooperative here. So where would this new information for police have come from?
The new information is likely to have come from possibly from the public, various pieces of information coming in, people remembering things, memories being jogged, and also possibly from forensic testing. I mean, they've seized his vehicle last week. There may be elements coming through from that as well. So police are putting these disparate bits together and they've decided that it's a really good place.
Well, that's interesting, isn't it? Yeah, because they seized his vehicle. And if they think he's transported Samantha's body in that vehicle, will there be traces? You know, of I'm sure he's had a good clean out of it, but you know, it's difficult to get rid of everything. Will there be traces of like the, you know, because they can, if they find even a blade of grass, you know, they can link it to a place, can't they, or a bit of earth, or, you know, so it's possible that they found something in his car.
To go and search this area, and they hit it yesterday pretty hard.
Because the technological data, phone pinging, that sort of stuff, that would have already been canvassed.
Yeah, the phone stuff, all that electronic stuff has happened, but also they've seized his car. There might be something in that, for example, soil traces, bits of vegetable matter, that sort of stuff. There are a whole range of things that have taken it to that. But importantly, it's always the public too coming forward.
Yeah. Now, Patrick Stevens.
Yeah, so, you know, they had a lot of information to trawl through. You know, witness sightings, dash cam, CCTV, etc. So it takes time to get through that. So, you know, something has made them go to this area. And although they've now called off the search, doesn't necessarily mean that they won't search it again.
Robson was charged with Samantha's alleged murder back in March on the 6th. Where's that case at now?
It's waiting to go back to court.
She says back in March. I mean, it's still March. Wasn't that long ago. It was only a couple of weeks ago.
Police, I think, at this stage are putting together the brief of evidence to give to Mr. Stevenson and his lawyers. That takes quite some time and will be ongoing for a while. But the solid nuts and bolts of the case, I think, will be served on him fairly shortly. He'll be back at court again, I think, in a couple of weeks, and we'll see what happens on that day.
Yeah, everyone looking for answers.
He says he'll be back in court in a couple of weeks. I thought he wasn't back in court now till August. I'm sure they said that. So I don't think he'll be back in a couple of weeks unless he, you know, obviously maybe there's a reason he might be there in a couple of weeks.
Aren't they? Now, of course, the Ballarat community was very active in that initial search for Samantha. The police this time have told them to not become involved. Is that really just to allow the experts to do their thing?
Yeah, I think yesterday's search was very targeted. The police had a very close idea of the geography they were searching, and a couple of things come into play too. Having the experts do the searching will probably get a better result, I think. The public input is incredibly important, but it's also a precarious area too. I understand there's lots of wildlife.
Yeah, now these pictures are from the community searches that were done, which were very comprehensive with metal detectors, etc. Very well organised. But the police have asked them not to participate at all in this one. So they were obviously expecting to find something. Yeah, they were obviously doing it for a reason. You know, they don't throw all those resources at something just for the hell of it. You know, they thought they would find something, or they hoped they would find something. Now they haven't found anything, but they haven't ruled out. You know, they have said that there'll probably be other searches.
Lots of mine shafts, all that sort of thing. So the safety of the public is imperative here as well. So having the experts who understand how to search bush doing this incredibly important job, I think, is an essential.
Absolutely, Duncan. Thank you so much for that insight. Carlos. Hopes of finding the body of missing mum Samantha Murphy have taken a hit after a new police search turned up nothing. Today, Melbourne reporter Christina Hearn is live for us. Chris, the search lasted 6 hours.
Now, I heard it lasted 8 hours. So Both don't seem that long, really, I suppose. 6 hours, 8 hours. I don't know how big the actual area itself is. But yeah, I'm sure they're going to go back.
That's right, Sarah. This was quite an extensive search. It included crews on foot, the mounted branch, officers on dirt bikes, and also rescue dogs. They were searching the area just off Mount Buninyong, the bushland there, but unfortunately they did not locate the body of Samantha Murphy. Police say they highlighted this particular area because of fresh intelligence from a number of sources that is believed to include phone data, and it's located about 15 kilometres from where Samantha Murphy was last seen when she left her home to go for a jog in the Canadian State Forest. And her husband, Mick, was seen driving around that search area after it had concluded. And of course, that unfortunate news that there had been no breakthrough. That search area is also located about 3 kilometres from where Patrick Orrin Stevenson was arrested in Scottsburn, the 22-year-old.
So he was arrested. He was house sitting with his girlfriend on the morning he was arrested, first thing in the morning, and he was with his girlfriend house sitting. And now they're saying that this area, and of course that's where her phone pinged last as well, in Buninyong. So that's obviously somehow how they fastened down to him in the first place. So it's only 3 kilometres from where he was staying. The thing is, he's not, what's the word? He's not like, an international sort of criminal. He's had to have, whatever happened to Samantha, and we don't know. It's thought that he killed her, obviously, because he's been charged with murder. And the police were specific to say it was a targeted attack, not a hit and run, a targeted attack that led to her death. That it was a deliberate and targeted attack on Samantha. The police have been careful to say that. And just the fact that they said it, because they didn't need to say anything, I think is important. But yeah, he'll have had the body, and then he'll be thinking, what am I going to do with it? With whatever had happened. Whether it was because of substance abuse, maybe it was just opportunistic. It's all very strange because he was out the night before with his girlfriend and his friends. And Samantha was out very early in the morning, 7:30 in the morning. How did he even come across Samantha? Was he there waiting for her or for any woman? These are all the questions that everybody wants to know the answer to, but of course we won't know until the trial, those kind of answers. What was he doing there? How did he come across Samantha, to cause her that harm and that targeted harm? And, you're talking about a guy, like, as we can see here, the Australian guy, football player. His dad's a famous football player, Australian football player. He seems to have sort of just thrown everything away. Why? Because he seemed like his life was, of course, you never know because these are just photos, but all the photos, all the information that you can pick up about him, that he was like quite privileged boy, if you like. He wasn't, as far as anyone knows, he wasn't sort of, homeless, living on the edge or any of these things. He had a girlfriend. He had, he was getting an education. He had friends. So it's quite puzzling. But everybody. This is what we keep saying. These people, they walk amongst us. You can never tell what's behind the smile. There he is smiling, just looking like, and what's behind all that. So he's not cooperating anyway.
Has been charged with Samantha Murphy's murder, and it is understood that whilst he is in custody, he is not cooperating with this police investigation. Search crews will not be back in that Buninyong area today. However, they are expected to resume searching in the coming days. Sarah.
Chris, thank you.
So that's interesting what she says. She said they won't be back there today, but they're expected to resume within the coming days. So they might be back tonight. Well, it'd be tonight I'm in Spain. It's evening time now, isn't it, in Australia? But tomorrow in Australia, they might be there. So now, and another item, a news item that somebody sent me. Thank you to everybody who sends me these items. Very helpful. Was apparently Mick turned up at this search. The husband of the missing woman, Samantha Murphy. I'm taking this from a newspaper. It's the news.com Australia. He was seen driving around the bushland where a search was on for his wife, but the police had already left by the time he got there. So now, actually, I'm going to share this because I do feel like the press, the mainstream media, they're still sort of casting a few aspersions on Mick. I don't know. They're like, well, you tell me what you think when I show you this. The distraught, why have they put distraught in inverted commas? The distraught husband of missing woman Samantha Murphy was reportedly seen driving around bushland searching for clues and information about his wife who has allegedly been murdered. He was spotted on Wednesday afternoon driving his blue ute around Bunyinyong Bushland Reserve, located about 17 kilometres from the family's Ballarat home. Now, the police had announced earlier on Wednesday they were set to search the area, but by the time he arrived, the police had already gone. Well, I thought they were there 6 to 8 hours, so it's very odd, this sort of reporting. I don't know what they're sort of insinuating. But anyway, Miss Murphy was last seen alive. Well, we don't need to go. We know what happened. Really, the only news that's there is about the search. And because members of the public, including volunteer search teams, were urged to stay away from the area. But that reportedly didn't stop Mr. Murphy, who drove the 20 minutes from his home to the search area to check on progress. But they say that as if it's a long way. I mean, 20 minutes is not a long time, is it? But then they show this photo. Now, this is from, they do say that this is from an earlier search. So this was from a search that they did quite a while ago, I think before they even announced that they thought Samantha was dead. And he turned up at that search, which he's bound to want to know what's going on, isn't he? But yeah, I just think this is strange. So by the time he arrived, the search had already been called off by the police. So, just they sort of say it like he rushed over there, but obviously the police were searching for 6 to 8 hours. So just seems bizarre to me, this article. Anyway, Mr. Murphy was asked by the Daily Mail if he knew anything about the search for his wife. He shook his head in response. The media outlet said he looked distraught as he drove through the scrub. And then John Robson, Mr. Murphy's father, has claimed that Victoria Police have not kept the family informed of developments in the search for Miss Murphy. We haven't a clue what's going on. Mick is in the same boat as us, he told the Mail. And Mr. Robson further said that since the arrest of Mr. Stevenson on March the 6th, investigators have clammed up on providing the family with information and theories as to why Miss Murphy may have been allegedly killed. Well, I suppose they're worried about things leaking out. But anyway, Detective Acting Superintendent Mark Hatt said police were committed to doing everything we can to locate her and her family. Hopefully, Wednesday's search will benefit the investigation or provide further avenues of inquiry for police. We will also look at further searches in the Ballarat area as the investigation progresses. I mean, I do think, the Australian police, they do seem quite switched on, I think. But they play their cards very close to their chest, and I suppose they have to. You know, it's there's a reason why they're looking here. It's funny that they're not sharing information with the family, but I suppose the more people they share it with, the likely there is there may be a leak. But yeah, just strange this. Let's have a listen to this. I didn't see this before. So I haven't listened to this. I don't know where it is. I'm listening to it for the first time with you guys. Oh, it's not coming on about that. Okay, so basically that's, you know, all that's new, if you like, about Samantha Murphy. Yeah, anytime I get any information, people are sending me links, and it's good, and at least it's something. We can keep talking about it until Samantha is finally brought home to her family. So lots more to come out on this case, it feels like, doesn't it? It's you know, and as soon as it goes quiet, then suddenly something seems to happen again. So just praying for Samantha to be brought back home. We know that she is not okay. We can't pray for her to be safe and well because the police have clearly stated they don't believe that she's safe and well. So we just have to pray now that her family just get her back, give the closure, especially her children. You know, she has got 3 children, and they're young. 2 of them are very young children. And she's got them at home without their mum, not knowing what's happened to her. And you know, when you're going through problems, the person you need is your mum, and that's the problems they're going through, is the fact that their mum has been murdered. So they haven't got their mum to turn to. It's awful. Anyway, have a good day or evening, or, you know, whatever, you know, whatever you're doing tonight, tomorrow, today, or, you know, whatever you're doing, be careful, stay safe. I'll see you really soon in the next video. And until then, may your God go with you. Bye.